For today's three count, I want to bring up a parallel that could bleed into your three count subject. So the wrestling community, the online wrestling community, is talking about how Drew McIntyre, Seth freaking Rollins, and Kevin Owens have a similar character arc at this point, where they are tired of or just going after these guys who were against Roman last year and now are helping Roman this year. And they find themselves, Kevin, Drew, and Seth find themselves as the good guys in this situation. Well, it looks like they're turning heel. Well, at least turning more heel. Kevin's already turned heel, and Drew turned heel a while ago. Do you think that they may form some type of anti-bloodline or vigilante type group that would be like these justified uh hypocrites? I can't think of the word, but like their actions would be justified as far as taking out baby faces. Do you see this happening, or do you see these, or do these parallels make sense to you?
Yeah, like a deadly alliance.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Mortal Kombat, by the way. Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah. It's like one of the worst rated Mortal Kombat
Dude, it's so good. I was so good. That was the one I was the best at. I had all the chains down. I could freaking. Is it one of the worst rated ones?
games. It's like definitely not talked about.
It's just like,
Anyway,
is this like how I think Tokyo Drift is the best Fast and
that was
the
oh
Anyway,
wow.
no, I do think that there's a I don't know if all three will join in a group together.
Mhm.
I I'd be cool with it. It kind of makes sense because the people they kind of hate are kind of lumped together as well. So I do think we're gonna go into I don't know what's gonna go on with Seth for Mania.
Mm.
Because do we think it's gonna be Punk or do we think it's Punk and Gunther? Because shouldn't Gunther have a belt?
Yeah, you're right. Seth says, I mean, Punk says he doesn't want anything to do with anybody who doesn't have a belt.
Well, he's
So,
gonna have something to do with Seth in the meantime, but I don't know if
yeah.
that's gonna be a side mission. Um, yeah. Um, KO. I think it ends up KO and Sammy at Mania,
Hmm.
which I'm here for.
It's cool.
I do want KO to beat Cody.
Hmm.
I think there's about a 30% chance, which 2 months
Sure.
ago I would have thought there was a 0% chance.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling decent about it. Drew McIntyre, he's going with Sammy now. What the hell does he do? I don't know.
You think Drew goes to SmackDown and goes after Bloodline?
That would make more sense.
So Drew versus, I don't know if they could have enough, if they even have enough time for Drew versus Roman, but
No, Roman they ain't doing that match. It would be Roman and like Jacob Fatu.
mm,
He may get freaking solo.
you think Roman's gonna get solo?
No, hell no. No, I mean Drew McIntyre might get
I guess.
solo.
Oh, got it, got it, got it.
Or you
Hmm.
have I think one of the better matches you could do, Drew McIntyre and Chad Gable.
That could work too.
Over on SmackDown. I think both might move over.
Hmm.
Um, kind of make Drew into a good guy, I guess, in that situation. But um, I don't know. I don't even know who he would go again. He's gonna have a Mania match.
Did he have his time with Jey Uso already? Drew?
He did not. That's a good Mania match. I mean, they've like beefed. I think he beat up Jay and stuff.
Right,
Like when Jay came back and no one else. That was kind of what made him turn heel, was
right.
Jay. But if
Yeah,
they circled that up, because I think they had
yeah,
some stuff, but none of it was on a pay-per-view, I believe.
right. Yep. It was mostly on Raw.
So I would be good with that, actually. And I'm not a Jey Uso guy, but That's
Hmm.
a match that I think they could have a good match.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, if you think about who they would rival with, that would keep them, I would say, in the heel role. Like somebody said, if it's Seth versus Punk, they're gonna cheer for Punk.
some always will,
Hmm.
even if Punk like legitimately like murdered someone's child. Like
Right.
there'd still be some. There was people cheering after he talked about Punk like doing all this bad stuff, and there's like still like
Yeah.
15% of the people. Even in AEW, he had people who were cheering for him when like he was fighting with the Young Bucks and punching people backstage. So like you're always gonna. He's just there's always gonna be people who support Punk,
Yeah.
even if he shows you every single flaw he has.